In the darkness of the ancient world, a tribe of 6 faces an invisible threat. They believe they're being hunted by a deadly beast or demon, but the deeper their fear grows, the clearer it becomes. It's something far worse. Upper Paleolithic Europe, 45,000 years ago, a group of 6 people arrives on the shores of an unfamiliar land, searching for a better life. Leading them is Adem, accompanied by his younger brother Geir, his 11-year-old son Haran, his pregnant partner Av, the wise elder Odil, and a wandering girl named Bea. But after just a few days, they realize this land holds hardships they never imagined. It feels cursed, no crops grow, no game roams, and the relentless wind turns survival into torment. None of them have eaten in over a week, and the starvation is beginning to take a toll on both their bodies and minds. For Avenue, the struggle is even harder. She must care not only for herself, but for the unborn child she carries. Late one night, huddled around a dying fire, the small tribe tries to make a plan for the morning. Adem knows their only chance of survival is to head into the mountains, where they might find a sheltered cave to call home. Meanwhile, young Haran, missing his mother, asks someone to tell him a bedtime story. Av, distant and exhausted, refuses to take on the role of the boy's late mother, even when Adem gently asks her to. Instead, old Odil steps in, offering to tell Haran a story. It's a captivating tale, though tinged with sorrow. It's their own story, retold like a legend, the tale of 6 souls who left behind dangerous lands in search of hope. After surviving storms and treacherous waters, they reached a strange new place, but the brutal truth of their surroundings shattered their dreams. They don't know what the future holds or even if they'll live to see another day. Still, Adem pleads with them to keep believing. As Odil ends the story, he warns, half in jest, that the worst always lurks in the dark. He has no idea how right he is. Something is watching them, circling nearby, hidden in the shadows. The next morning, the group gets ready to move out. Bea is about to eat a weed lying on the beach shore, but Geir stops her, warning that it's unsafe and could be poisonous. Bea realizes that the leader's younger brother has feelings for her, and she feels the same, but hunger isn't something feelings can fix. She knows that if they don't find food soon, someone from their group will have to be killed. She wishes it could be the old man, Odil, since he's useless, but suspects the others would be more likely to target her instead. Geir promises to protect her and do whatever it takes to keep her alive. The group sets out, eyes fixed on the distant mountains, their only hope for shelter. They aim to reach them within 3 days, though that means enduring the journey without food or water. After the first day, it becomes clear that Av can't go on. Exhausted and struggling, she needs to rest. While the 2 women and the old man make camp on a hilltop, Adem and Geir head off to hunt. Spears in hand, the men follow tracks that lead them behind a hill and into the valley of a rocky river. There, they spot bloodstains and ready themselves for a fight, only to discover the massive skeleton of a mammoth. Geir sees hope in the find. If such prey lives here, they may yet survive. But Adem is less optimistic. He urges his brother to keep quiet about what they've seen. To him, the real warning lies in the carcass. If something was able to take down a mammoth, it's a predator powerful enough to wipe them all out. That night, the group gathers around a small fire. Bea is feeling worse. When she notices she's bleeding, she panics. It's her first time, and she doesn't understand what's happening. Av reassures her. This means she's now a woman, capable of bearing children and continuing her lineage. Later that night, Adem keeps watch, alert for predators and worse. Strange noises echo in the darkness. Bea, frightened, hides a sharp stone in her sleeve, her only hope if she must defend herself against the unknown presence lurking nearby. The next morning, the tribe climbs yet another hill, shrouded in dense fog. Suddenly, Adem grows tense. His son Haran has vanished. The boy sneaks up behind him as a prank, but Adem doesn't find it funny. He's not just anxious, he's certain something dangerous is watching them, waiting to strike the weak and the unaware. As the group pauses again so Av and Odil can rest, Adem and Geir go hunting once more. Ahead of them lies a deep, dark forest. Adem suggests they go around it. Walking through would be too risky. Geir hesitates. Taking the long way means doubling their travel time, and not everyone may survive that. That night, Av's condition worsens. She's starving, and her pregnancy makes it unbearable. With no food, Odil turns to ancient chants, ritual words meant to soothe the hunger and focus her will to survive. He draws on every piece of wisdom he has to calm the young woman. Instead of staying by Av's side, Adem wanders into the dark, toward Bea. Geir, who has silently fallen in love with a wandering girl, watches in pain as his older brother eyes her with primal intent. Geir resigns himself to the idea that Av and the unborn child may not survive, but for Adem, the only thing that matters now is Bea. She is young, fertile, and in his eyes, she is the future. As Adem reaches out to touch her, Bea suddenly sees something horrifying behind him, a creature, faceless and black, watching them. The moment it screams, high-pitched and unnatural, Bea recoils in terror. She and Adem rush back to the others. The tribe arms themselves with spears, stones, and whatever weapons they can find. forming a tight circle to defend against the unseen threat. The creature's cries pierce the night, and the fact that they cannot see it only fuels their fear. Odal believes this isn't just some predator or monster, it's a demon, drawn to Bea by the scent of her menstrual blood. Moving swiftly and silently through the darkness, the creature attacks the weakest among them and snatches Heron, vanishing into the shadows. His frantic father gives chase, but he has no idea where to run or what exactly he's pursuing. Geir stops his older brother, he's the only one who can still lead and protect them. Without him, they're all as good as dead, and there's no saving Heron until daylight. Reluctantly, Autumn agrees to wait until dawn. At first light, he sets out after the monster. Soon, he finds Heron's fur cloak, but there's no blood on it, which gives him hope. His son is still alive. Following a strange black trail left by the beast, the group of 5 reaches the edge of the forest. Autumn had hoped to avoid the thick woods, but now he and his loved ones have no choice. They must go in, hoping to track the monster and rescue Heron. As Autumn becomes increasingly obsessed with the mission, he ignores the exhaustion and weakness of the others. Pushing forward, they come upon a gruesome scene: blood, bones, and the remains of both animals and humans. Surrounded by skulls, they suddenly hear the monster's piercing cry and realize it's close. Though it hunts well in daylight, it's even more dangerous at night, so they decide to build a fire. Bursting out into a clearing, Bea quickly lights a fire to protect the group. But the creature keeps circling, closing in on their camp, terrifying the women and the old man. Autumn knows he can't afford to show fear. He listens carefully, locates the beast by sound, and hurls his spear into the darkness. When a sharp screech cuts through the air, he guesses he's wounded it and charges in after it. But chasing a slow-moving target in the night, Autumn soon realizes he's the prey now. In the pitch-black woods, it's the monster that hunts. Autumn tries to back out, fear taking hold, but it's already too late. The creature ambushes him, and the others hear only his scream and desperate plea for help. Bea begs Geir to stay, but he can't abandon his brother. He runs toward the screams and disappears into the dark. A few minutes later, Geir returns, carrying Autumn's broken body and lays him by the fire. Autumn is alive, but barely. His injuries are grave, and it's clear he won't make it. Realizing this, Bea makes the hard decision to end his suffering. She kills the group's leader. Moments later, Av collapses from a sudden fainting spell, not grief over the father of her unborn child, but hunger so severe it could kill her at any moment. With no food in sight, Bea offers a grim solution. They should cook Autumn. As horrifying as it is, she believes he would have wanted to save his family this way. The others agree. Bea takes part of Autumn's body and roasts the meat over the fire. This act helps them regain strength and rest, but Geir refuses to eat his brother. Instead, he buries what remains. A little later, the 4 survivors gather to decide what to do next. Geir wants to hunt down the monster to avenge his nephew's abduction and his brother's death. Bea argues they need to find shelter if they want to survive. Odal and Av, however, are convinced the creature is a demon, and that it demands a sacrifice to leave them alone. Blaming Bea and her menstrual cycle for their misfortunes, the old mystic suggests offering the wanderer as a sacrifice, but Geir is firmly against it. Taking up his fallen brother's spear, Geir steps into the role of leader and pushes the group forward. They try to reach the mountains, struggling through a harsh and unforgiving path. All the while, it feels like the creature is near, watching them. Still, they press on. After an exhausting day's journey, they come across Autumn's corpse and realize with horror that they've been walking in circles. Geir has failed them. He can't protect or lead them. Something has to change. Odal returns to his earlier idea. A sacrifice must be made to appease the demon. Av agrees, and the 2 of them seize the wanderer, dragging her toward the clearing where they'd once found blood and bones. Geir tries to stop them, but they shove him aside. He hits his head on a rock and blacks out, helpless to defend the girl. The monster lurks nearby, watching it all unfold. Just as they prepare to offer the girl, Bea fights off Odal and helps the girl escape to a safe distance. Enraged, the old man turns his fury on Avenue. He stabs the pregnant woman in the belly, planning to sacrifice her instead. In her final moments, Av grabs Odal's leg. He stumbles, snapping his ankle, leaving him completely immobile. That night, under the eerie glow of the northern lights, Odal watches as the creature drags Av's lifeless body away. At dawn, Bea finds Geir and urges him to stay quiet. The monster is still nearby. Hiding together, they witness a chilling scene. The monster watches Odal bleed out, waiting patiently for his final breath. Bea and Geir take their chance. Attacking from both sides, Bea jumps the creature from behind and knocks off its mask, a skull coated in black slime. For the first time, they see the face behind the terror. What they'd believe to be a demon is something else entirely. Underneath the skull is the face of a woman, feral, primal, and human. A Neanderthal, scarred and fierce, who had cloaked herself in darkness and bone. Startled by their spears and shouts, the woman retreats into the forest. Geir and Bea give chase and eventually discover that she's been hiding in a cave atop the tallest mountain. Geir is shaken. All this time, their terrifying predator had been human, or close to it. But Bea doesn't waver. To her, this woman is a ruthless killer, one who lives without mercy or morality. She slaughtered their loved ones, and for that, she deserves to die. Together, Geir and Bea set off after the Neanderthal woman, determined to end her and take the cave for themselves, claiming it as their new home in this hostile land. After climbing to the top of the mountain, the pair suddenly sees two entrances to the cave, and they have no idea which one the Neanderthal woman is hiding in. They decide to split up and enter separate caves, hoping to catch their enemy off guard and kill her to take over her home. Moving through the pitch darkness, Bea is terrified to take another step, but fear itself keeps her going. Fear she hopes to conquer by pushing forward. As she squeezes through narrow, shadowy tunnels, she has no idea a local creature is silently trailing behind her. She suddenly turns, sensing something, but sees nothing in the complete darkness. At the moment she lets her guard down, the creature attacks. It turns out to be a Neanderthal man, possibly the mate of the female hunter. The wild man slams into Bea, knocking her to the ground. He straddles her and begins to strangle her. Her efforts to fight him off are useless, so she goes limp, pretending to be dead. The second his grip loosens, she grabs a sharp object and stabs him in the neck. As the creature bleeds out, she grabs the spear that once belonged to Adeb and thrusts it into the man's back, finishing him off. Bea presses on and soon discovers a rock formation that resembles a separate room. There's a fire burning, and in the distance, a few animal skins are moving. Something is underneath them. Expecting another attack, she prepares to strike, but it turns out to be Heron, still alive. Meanwhile, Geir stumbles upon the wounded Neanderthal man and brutally finishes him off. Just as things seem to have calmed down, the Neanderthal woman enters the same space where Bea and Heron are. Holding a stone axe, she charges at the girl. Bea defends herself with a burning stick, trying to hold her off. When Geir enters moments later, he freezes in shock. He never expected Heron to still be alive. But before he can act, the Neanderthal woman, unwilling to harm a child and another girl, turns her rage on Geir. She strikes him in the head and savagely kills him. Bea realizes they're next. They have to escape. She lights a fur mat on fire, quickly filling the cave with thick smoke. Breathing becomes impossible. Anyone who stays inside will die. Thinking fast, she finds a vertical opening leading outside. She helps Heron climb up first and scrambles out behind him. The Neanderthal woman also tries to escape, but gets stuck at the top of the passage. She begs for help. Heron reaches out to pull her up, but Bea attacks, slamming a rock into the woman's head and killing her. Heron is devastated. To him, the Neanderthals weren't monsters. They were people, not so different from them. They didn't mean harm and hadn't kidnapped him. They took him in to care for him. They gave him shelter, warmth, and food. But no one ever saw that. Everyone just treated them like enemies. Bea doesn't agree. In her eyes, they were still monsters, ones that killed most of their group. A little later, Bea and Heron return to the cave, where they find Av's body prepared for burial. Only then does Bea begin to regret killing the Neanderthals, realizing they were just people, scared and uncertain, just like their own group. Having come to this understanding, Bea and Heron bury the Neanderthals along with their fallen companions. The cave becomes their home, not just a shelter, but a symbol. They are the first of a new kind of people. Bea knows many mistakes were made, but now they have a chance to start fresh, carrying the lessons learned from everything they've been through. When pushed to the limit, the heroes start to lose their humanity. But what is true barbarism? Is it simply ignorance, or is it the decision to abandon morals in the name of survival? Is morality something only the well-fed and safe can afford? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Catch you in the next video.